A new girl group is stepping into the P-pop spotlight, and they're not arriving quietly or playing it safe.
The expectations surrounding them are enormous, with the potential to either propel them straight into stardom or weigh heavily right from the start.
Their name? Xena Era, already generating buzz, discussion, and intense curiosity. This isn't just another debut, it carries real pressure. That's because they're launching under 1Z Entertainment, the same label behind SB19.
And in the world of P-pop, that connection raises the stakes instantly.
This isn't just a debut, it feels more like a proving ground.
A test not only for Xena Era, but for the Philippine music industry itself, the growth of P-pop, and the rising expectations fans now place on every new act.
So the real question becomes hard to ignore: is the Philippines truly ready for Xena Era, or are they stepping into a scene that's become too intense, too critical, and increasingly unforgiving? Stay until the end, because the answer might not be what you expect.
One before Xena Era, a different Philippines.
To truly understand Xena Era, we have to look back a few years. The Philippines today isn't the same as it was before the rise of P-pop.
At that time, Filipino pop groups struggled to earn mainstream respect.
International comparisons were often critical, and local audiences were divided. Many doubted whether P-pop could ever compete on a global level.
But then something shifted, and it didn't happen slowly or quietly.
It came in a way that shook the entire industry.
To the turning point that changed everything. When SB19 broke through, they didn't just find success, they reshaped what success meant for Filipino artists, proving that reaching international charts was truly possible.
Hi everyone, I'm Eureka. I'm Tin. Ella. Dominique. I'm Megumi. Nami. I'm Lei. And we are Xena Era, the very first girl group under 1Z Entertainment. If you want to see us live, catch us this May 2nd at Clark Global City, Pampanga, during the Aurora Music Festival. We can't wait to meet you all there.
P-pop proved it could build a global audience, and Filipino music showed it could capture attention far beyond its borders. What once felt impossible quickly became reality, and once that barrier was broken, there was no turning back.
3. The rise of competition. After that breakthrough, the P-pop scene surged forward.
New groups began debuting with stronger concepts, higher production quality, and more defined identities.
Acts like BINI started leading major conversations, while BGYO raised the bar for performance standards. Other groups, like KIA, carved out their own unique space.
And with every new debut, expectations only continued to rise. Fans became more discerning, more critical, more analytical, and far more attentive to detail. P-pop wasn't just expanding anymore, it was transforming into a high-pressure, competitive space.
4. The arrival. Into this intense landscape steps Xena Era.
Unlike most rookie acts, they're not starting from zero, they enter with immediate visibility, solid backing from 1Z Entertainment, and a spotlight that's constantly on.
Their introduction at the WAC event at SM Aura premiere wasn't random, it was a calculated move.
That stage is filled with passionate, loyal, and highly observant fans, which means one thing: every detail is noticed, and every moment is judged in real time.
Xena Era didn't just make an entrance, they were assessed immediately. 5. The weight of expectation.
Here's the part many overlook: being connected to success can open doors, but it also raises the stakes.
Xena Era isn't being seen as just another new act, they're being compared to the legacy of SB19, the rise of BINI, and the overall growth of the industry itself. That kind of comparison brings a level of pressure most rookies never face. Every step they take matters. Every performance is examined. Every detail sparks discussion online. This isn't a gradual climb, it's immediate scrutiny from day one. 6. The Filipino fan mindset.
Filipino fans are known for their passion, but they're also highly perceptive. They don't just support without question, they observe closely, compare constantly, and offer honest critiques.
Above all, they value authenticity. For Xena Era to truly succeed, it won't be enough to be well-trained, well-promoted, or visually striking, they need to feel genuine. Filipino audiences connect deeply with artists who show real personality, share their journey, and stay authentic even under pressure. 7. The music test. At the end of it all, everything comes back to the music. Not the hype, not the visuals, not the connections, just the sound itself. For Xena Era, their debut track will shape the crucial first impression, influence early fan support, and hint at their long-term potential. In today's fast-moving industry, listeners decide almost instantly, sometimes within seconds. So the real question is, will their sound stand out or fade into the background? 8. The identity challenge. One of the biggest hurdles they face is comparison. If their style feels too familiar, they risk being seen as imitators. But if they go too far in a different direction, they might struggle to connect with mainstream audiences. Finding that balance, distinct yet relatable, will be key to defining who they are. So it's not just about balance, it's about identity. Xena Era needs to clearly answer one question: who are they? Not through press releases or concept notes, but through their music, performances, and overall presence. Because identity is what transforms a group into a recognizable brand. 9. The digital battlefield. In today's landscape, music alone isn't enough to guarantee success. Growth is fueled by viral moments on platforms like TikTok, strong social media engagement, fan-generated content, and online trends. Artists no longer rise through charts alone, they rise through digital momentum. They rise through moments, small, repeatable sparks that travel fast online. For Xena Era, that means creating content people can easily share, maintaining a steady digital presence, and building a distinct online personality. In 2026, attention has become one of the most valuable assets in entertainment. 10. The global opportunity. P-pop is no longer confined to the Philippines. It's expanding outward. With the path paved by SB19, international audiences are now paying closer attention to the scene. That means Xena Era isn't just entering a local market, they're stepping into a global one from day one. And that shift changes everything: more visibility, higher expectations, tougher competition, but also far greater potential reach. 11. Is the Philippines ready? That leads to the central question. Is the Philippines ready for Xena Era? In many ways, yes, the audience base is already there, the industry support system for P-pop is stronger than ever, and interest in local acts continues to grow. But at the same time, the environment is far more demanding now. Expectations are higher, competition is tighter, and audiences are quicker to judge and move on. So while the opportunity is real, so is the pressure. 12. What will define their future? The success or struggle of Xena Era will likely come down to 4 core elements. First, strong musical quality that connects instantly. Second, a clear and memorable identity that sets them apart. Third, consistent output that maintains momentum beyond a debut. And fourth, a genuine connection with fans that builds loyalty over time. They need to build long-term loyalty, not just short-term attention. 13. The real truth. Here's something rarely said out loud: an industry being ready doesn't automatically guarantee an artist's success. And talent alone doesn't ensure longevity. Xena Era is stepping into an environment where hype can disappear quickly, trends shift fast, and only the most resilient acts manage to stay relevant over time. So the real question goes beyond is the Philippines ready for Xena Era, and becomes, is Xena Era ready for the Philippines? 14. The beginning of something bigger. One thing is clear: their journey is just starting. They have the attention, the platform, and the opportunity. What comes next is execution and consistency. Now it's your turn. Do you think the Philippines is ready for Xena Era, or is there still more they need to prove?